What job is harder than most people think it is? Everyone else's. Farming always gets a bit of a laugh when someone tells a farmer they dream of leaving their high-stress job to go peacefully make a living off of farming. Unpopular opinion, most jobs if you are actually doing the work. I have had many jobs that were incredibly hard, but I could have just half-assed it, wouldn't have gotten fired or at least not for a long time, and the job would have been incredibly easy. Also, a lot of times it's not. This job is universally hard, but this job can be hard. You can even do the same job for 2 different companies, and because of the tools training time you are provided, it can be extremely easy at one place and the hardest thing in the world at another. Hell, many jobs are seasonal where things are a cakewalk in February and an absolute nightmare in March. Heck, a job can be easy peasy, but then the market changes and suddenly it sucks. And sometimes, people are just scared for a job, so they do it and it's a breeze, but someone else does it and it's a nightmare. If you're an office person, then it's manual labor. If you're doing manual labor, then it's an office job. If you're like me and have had 2 successful careers in both, then it depends on the day. Not the job itself, but waking up in the morning. Customer service. Teaching. Dealing with upset customers in any form. Any unskilled labor job. Any job working with animals. It's not just playing with animals all day. If wages were paid via energy used, I think the top 3 paying jobs would be hospitality chef or waiter, healthcare, AE nurse, construction labor, criminally underpaid folks. One of my friends works as a daycare worker for people with ASD, so we all know that dealing with people with mental disabilities is hard, right? Well, it turns out it's hardcore. It's not only the constant mumbling, crazy talk, screaming, meltdowns, etc., which is enough on its own. There are Geist girls that weigh 100 kg that go completely berserk out of the blue. She has bite marks and bruises all over her body. She has done judo, self-defense, and courses on how to reduce someone without harming them. I got to watch how a 40-something guy with strong autism started pulling her hair, so she had to bend his arm in a way that he released his grip, then threw him on the floor and sat on top of him. All while there might be 3 or 4 other people with ASD probably about to have a meltdown too because of the situation. There is also the sexual harassment. She has been groped every week for years. I really admire her because she really cares about these people and loves her job. She regularly goes to therapy to help her deal with these daily situations. Restaurants, hands down. Financial analyst, not physically intensive, but it is beyond mentally draining if you don't have a supportive company. You're mostly on your own to figure out how to make more money on a losing business model, and then blame the whole way when it keeps failing. It's easy when the company is doing good, but it's a nightmare when a whole company blames you for a failing department. I used to work for the biggest car manufacturer. Take a guess. Me and one other coworker were in charge of managing the financial trends for their insurance division, specifically the warranty products for the entire brand, for the whole company. I found that insane that such a colossally known company only has 2 guys running the insurance division. It was a scathing traumatic experience to go into 5 back-to-back meetings every day, working all-nighters every night, all because management just wants to see a solution in 5 seconds, not seeing it's an uphill battle. I've never felt more tossed aside than I have in that role. Any physical labor job sometimes involves working through pain and exhaustion all day every day. Being a school lunch ladyman. My mother, before she retired in 2023, worked for the school as a lunch lady all her years. She was sweating so much and every student was either so rude to her or was thankful. Some students threw the food she served at her. It was crazy, but in the end she loved her job. I will always love my mother and she's happy for my life. Customer support or seller at a call center. Brewing, at least in smaller breweries with limited or no conveyance. On brew days, I move 400 to 600 pounds of grain 6 times, walk 5 to 7 miles, and sweat my ass off. On non-brew days, I am basically a janitor who moves sugar water from place to place. I love what I do and it's been great for me both physically and mentally, but there's people who think I mostly sit around and sample beer all day long. Nope. I weighed about 210 pounds when I moved to brewing full-time from a desk job. A few months later I leveled off at 175 pounds. It is hard work. Night watchman, sometimes the chair I am given doesn't even recline. Front-facing jobs that deal with people. First-line tech support, retail, server, those sorts of jobs. Way too much pressure and stress for not nearly enough money.